Trey, new spot. Oh, you're not usually in that spot. You
I'm home. Home sweet home, baby.
home sweet home. That's great, dude. Remind me in an hour. Mark is completed. Remind me in an hour. What's up, Newman?
What's up, Mike?
What's going on,
How's it
dude?
going?
It's going great.
All right.
Brick, you feeling all right today? Jermaine?
Josh, I'm heading up to your neck of the woods in a little bit.
Mine?
Where are
Yeah.
you going?
You gonna be in Connecticut?
We'll drive past it.
All right.
Where are you
Nice.
going?
Vermont. Heading up to Stratton.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Stratton. That's great. I used to I spent like my whole childhood, I feel like, skiing up there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, give me a wave when you pass exit 17 on I-95.
I got you.
You'll be sitting in traffic. I'm sure of it. It's hell right here.
Yeah, just past Stanford.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. That'll be cool, though. You going skiing up there or just like for business?
So,
Or
so it's funny. I'm the only non-skier in the family. So my goal is to check out every old fashioned and every bartender makes.
Yes.
That's great.
But my wife and the I got two boys. Both boys ski, so it's perfect.
That's great.
When they need a break, Dad's right there at the table at the bar having a good time.
Love it.
That's awesome, man. To be honest, that's actually how it was when I grew up. All my friends skied and I didn't ski, but they were always at Stratton. So I go to Stratton and I would just be at the bar getting slammed.
Watching college basketball. It's perfect.
Yeah. And like, but me not caring about college basketball, I'm just being like, another one. There's like, I feel like whenever we talk about Stratton, my friends are like, remember that time that you dumped a beer in my head? And I'm like, remember that time I was drinking at 10 a.m. and I didn't see you till 4? And I was drinking, I think I was like 22. I think I was drinking Yellowtail wine.
Nice.
all day.
Oh God.
Fox wine. There we go.
What a mess. All right. Sweet. Bray, Ron, Metz, everybody, Aiden, Sharon, McCog, the whole squad. Let's jump through today. We're going to go through random topics as per usual and let you guys send me things ahead of time. Shout out to Josh. I feel like you've sent me a few times like, hey, we should talk about this, we should talk about that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, random topics I'm going to go through today. If there's anything on your mind, though, that you're like, hey, I'm struggling with this right now, I'd love to learn more about that. I will receive that feedback, and I've got content for it. So if you want to take a few seconds as I pull up my stuff, feel free to write anything in that you would like specific training on. Let me dive in here.
For me, it's all about getting to the decision maker. That's one of the challenges I have.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of, I work with a lot of engineers, so like gatekeepers, right? People don't want to give you any kind of audience with the person who signs.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, do you use any tools to help you, like Zoom info or anything like that?
I have those.
But I think you mean more not like knowing their info, but getting like the intro in, like you're talking.
Yeah. I mean, one of the challenges I have is, I work with engineers. Our tool is used by engineers, but the value is obviously much higher up on the org, and they'll want to talk and see it and engineer it, right, and then like not give you the audience, and when you ask about it, it's just a lot of pushback, right? Like, oh no, you don't need that, and I looked at my deal history. We don't close any deals without contact with the economic buyer, right? You don't talk to the economic buyer, you don't get anything done.
Yep. All right, cool. This is a perfect intro and segue into some stuff then. Okay, cool. So today what we'll talk about is stakeholder incentives, getting in touch with stakeholders, and stakeholder communication. Okay. So stakeholder, and actually, but before that, I want to, because we have a few newer folks here that I haven't seen in them. So I'm going to give everybody the fundamentals. Any situation you're ever in, there are two powers at play that we can think about. Any situation, whether this is with friends, family, personal, or professional. One is you can look at reducing friction or increasing incentive. So how do I make it I want X to happen. I want coffee in my cup. I can make it easier to get coffee in my cup by preparing coffee ahead of time or whatever. I can increase the incentive to get coffee in my cup and tell my wife, I'll give you $1 if you make coffee for me, right? So that's always there. This is true in business too, of like, how do I get you to, I want to talk to your boss. I could reduce the friction to talking to your boss by making sure we only talk for a short period of time. So it's easier to talk to your boss, or increasing the incentive. Hey, if we can talk to your boss, we can reduce the price, as a simple example. The other is quantity, quality, distribution. So any situation I'm in, I want coffee. Do I want more coffee? Do I want better coffee? Or do I want coffee at a different time of the day? Like distribute the coffee differently. Similarly, should my effort go into more people connecting, more stakeholders, better stakeholders, or should I just distribute my time with the stakeholders I already have differently? So in any situation you're in, if you're a boss, this is what you should be asking your reps about when you look at their deals. Hey, how can we increase the incentive or decrease the friction? Do you need more of that, better of that, or distribute your time differently? If you're a rep, ask yourself those questions. You guys with me so far on this? This is like, I feel like so critical. Okay, sweet. Thanks for the nods. I'm realizing now, like, so much of my stuff boils down to those two things and chef. I have like 3 core things I'm realizing are core. All right, cool. So let's talk about this first. I actually want to talk about stakeholder incentives. I want to try to do a experiment or so here. James McKinney. Hey man, so I have I'm actually launching a new product for founders. It's specifically for like CEOs of companies to be able to make them more organized, take up less of their time, and be able to ideally make more money. Would you mind setting up a call between you, me, and your CEO?
Sure.
Oh, fuck you, Jamie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. I've created enough trust. I think that if
Yeah.
I were to say I have a babysitting service, you might say, sure, maybe it's valuable. Right. But the reality is, you would probably say no to that. Like if I were to go to you and be like, hey, Brick, dude, my wife's launching a data product. Can I get an intro to your head of data, or whoever like runs all the data for your company? You'd probably have a bunch of follow-up questions.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What's the product? Like before you would become a gatekeeper.
Mhm.
What is it about? Is there a cost to it? Why do you feel like you want to bring this up to me? What does it do? And you would start to pre-disqualify. No. You know, we actually don't need that. He's already got something for that, even if he doesn't, or whatever. Because I want you to think about this. If I were to, all the sales reps that are here, hey man, can you intro me to a meeting with your boss? I want to talk to them about sales training. Think about what you would do if I was like, hey, we're on a call. It's just you and me. And I say, hey, can I get in a call with your boss to talk about sales training? Now think about what you're thinking. You're like, I'm gonna feel I don't want to make. It's like suddenly, even though I maybe like you, value your stuff, at the end of the day, you're a salesperson, and I don't want to put you in front of my boss because he's going to be like, why did you do that? This would be the same as like if you meet someone at a bar and you're like, intro me to your friend. You kind of vet them first because you don't want your friend to look bad on you. It's just interesting. I'm going to bring this up. So I talk a lot, and a lot of times I get myself in trouble. I'll say things that are like, not PC. And my wife's a little bit more careful with her words. And we were talking the other day, and she was like, I get nervous when you talk in a group setting because whatever you say is going to be put on me too. Even though I didn't say it, it's on me. Like you're the kind of person that's with this guy, right? So if you say something weird, I look weird. Same thing is true of the salesperson. You're like, I trust you, Mike. James, yeah, sure, I'll shoot to my CEO. But if I say something in that, if you're not 100% sure that in that meeting I'm going to be all about your CEO and only bringing up things that are relevant to him and not wasting anybody's time, you're going to be like, my boss is going to hang up and then go, why the fuck did you introduce me to this person? So like, it's just a risk that I do anything that will make you look bad. So the how do I admit one guest? So it needs to be understood. I feel like we all are like, we showed ROI, we showed the demo, we asked the questions. Why are they not getting it signed and bought in internally? And the reality is, would you feel comfortable if I talked to you about sales training, leadership training, or whatever? In fact, there's people here on this call today that are paying out of their pocket for a program they're in with me, and did not go to their boss and say, "Can I get hundreds of dollars a month?" Hundreds, not even tens of thousands, nothing up front. There's no risk. But think about all the things that you guys sell. They're almost inevitably upfront, tens of thousands of dollars, no opt-out. You don't like it, go fuck yourself. And yet there's people on this call who did not ask their boss for $500. Refund anytime, cancel anytime. Because they're like, oh, I don't have a budget for that. Well, how many people that you sell to are like, I already have a budget for that? Zero, right? So it's interesting just to put yourself in the mindset of that buyer for a second, to go like, oh shit, I wouldn't ask my boss for $500. How am I possibly expecting this person to go to their boss and ask for $50,000? And that should hopefully give you a little bit of empathy to understand like the kinds of things that they are thinking, which is not, does it show ROI? It's, is there any chance my boss is going to think I look stupid? I have a leader program. In the leader program, I added in this sales training, partially because I want to do sales training, partially because people were saying, I'm too scared to go to my boss and say, hey, I need money because I'm not a good leader, even though you hired me as a leader. So they can now go to their boss and go, hey, I need money for sales training. And the leader training comes free. And the reason, so what I'm doing there is I'm trying to understand the incentive of my stakeholder. So now I'm going to come back to it. So I'm talking high level, medium level. Let's get to it. So your sales leaders' incentives are typically, don't look dumb, proactively solve a problem to get a pat on the back, get something that will make me look good in the end, save me money in an easy way so I can ask for more money in an easy way. Let's say you're a kid, you want to ask your dad to buy you tickets to a concert. You might say to your dad, hey man, I was thinking like maybe next month, don't worry about my cell phone bill, I'll cover that. Could you buy these tickets for me though? Or, hey dad, I've been paying my insurance for my car. Can I cover it for a couple of months? And then you buy me these tickets up front? We've probably all done some version of that when we were like 15 or whatever. What we're doing there is we're saying, can you, I'm going to offer saving you money so I can ask for more money up front. So I can ask for money. So for that reason, that's one incentive that I have. So when I'm buying something, I might be like, hey, I really want to be able to get Gone. I really want to get some new CRM, some new shit. My boss keeps saying, no, we don't have budget for it. So when I'm talking to you, Ron, Jay, Caleb, whoever, and you're like, hey, I have this tool, it's going to save you guys money. I might be thinking about it as in like sick. My ultimate goal is not to get my calendar up to date, my proposal software better, whatever it is you sell. My ultimate goal is if I use you, I can get rid of this expense over here. And if I get rid of that expense over here, then I can buy the thing I actually want. So my incentive may not be even related to what it is you do. I don't care about how many clicks it's going to save me. I just know you said if I buy this, I can get rid of Zoom. Zoom's $200 a month. I can now pay $200 a month for something else. And when I ask my boss for that $200 a month, I'm not asking for $200 a month. I'm asking for just $0 because we're going to get rid of one and just replace it with some other expense. Okay. So when you're thinking about how do I present a business, how do I present, so first I want you to understand that incentive So you can think about how you talk about your product. The other incentives are you want the person to not look bad. You want what the hell's going on? Can you guys still see me or whatever?
Yeah. I can hear you and see you.
Oh, weird. It's like everybody's camera went off, like I was in some like prank, which is totally cool. Nick, if my boss is riding me to show him metrics about a path to success, what's a good strategy to show the work I'm doing? All right, I'll get there in a sec. Okay. So understand those incentives to either look good, not look bad, whatever. Now we can get to the reducing friction and increasing quality or quantity of distribution. How do I get in front of these stakeholders? So the first thing you want to do is you want to think about the incentive of the person and go, okay, hey, I'd love to get in front of your boss so I can explain the savings that you then want to use to buy other products. I don't think it's going to be clear in an email. Similar to feedback, where I'm like, use something that actually motivates the person to give feedback. When you're talking to someone and you want to get them talk to you want to talk to their boss or their other stakeholders, do not bring up how it's going to make your life easier or like we should or maybe or would it be helpful if, but more like, hey, Mr. Point of Contact, what you care about is getting money so you can go buy other stuff. If I talk to your boss, I can better explain that. Hey, Mr. POC, Point of Contact, what you care about is making sure that you get something your boss is going to like and want to give you a pat in the back for. If I can talk to your boss, I can better explain that. Or if I can go talk to your peers, I can get better information and therefore better explain it to you so you can bring it to your boss. Hey, what you care about is making sure that you don't look dumb. If we present only your opinion and your estimates of everybody else's opinion, there is a risk that when you present this, you're not going to look the best. If you can get me in touch with your peers, I can then give you all the information so that when you do present this, the chance that you look bad in any way is very, very, very low. So that's more like, I guess I'm kind of talking a little bit hypothetical here still, but you want to think about those things. I don't want to look dumb. I do want to look good. I want to proactively look good, and I want to save money so I can buy other shit. And then say how if you can talk to the their peers to get more information, so they're better equipped to present, or their boss to better explain, that will help them look good, not look bad, look good proactively, and save money. But typically the reasoning, like I need you to understand an incentive, but the reasoning is typically either let me get more info so I can better equip you, or let me get more talking to the other buyer or whatever it is, so I can better explain it. Okay. There's too much time in that, but I'm going to keep going on it a little bit more. The other element of this is, and ask questions, by the way, guys. I feel like I'm not being super clear today because I'm trying to, we're talking a little hypothetical. I'm usually much more tactical, but ask questions.
I guess the question would be like, for me, seems like you'd need to do a lot more meetings, lot more, not rapport is the wrong word, but a lot more relationship building, trust building than just like discovery, demo, like that's the problem. You need to do a lot more.
Great point. So let me get some tactical stuff towards the end here. So I've talked about this some others, but I have found the biggest shift in the last couple of years in sales has been the emotional connection that I can explain to you that gets you to go, you get me. We talked about this in a few different ways of understanding customers, but so at the end of the call, oftentimes, this is getting to your point, Jeff, I promise, I'm going to say like, man, this is the hard part. This is where you got to go think, do I have all the information I have? Like, what about everybody else? Did I think about their opinion when I bring this to my boss? Is my boss going to ask me questions I probably should have already asked you? And I'm going to look like an idiot by not having asked you first. Are they going to go to other people that sort of influence their decision and ask them their opinion and have me go like talk to you again and waste everybody's time? Like this stuff is what's going to happen. And so let's really think about a couple of things. Let's take a quick pause. What your boss cares about, what the other people's information is that he's going to care about, and then how we actually present this. Let's think about this. So that to me is enough of like, I don't think this requires more meetings, more rapport building or anything. It just requires the emotional connection of you understanding that. If I'm a car salesman and I'm like, well, you have to probably bring this to your wife, right? You're like, okay, you don't really get me. Like there's a lot in there. If I'm like, hey man, this is the part where you're like, you got to bring this to your wife. She's going to ask you about finances. She's going to start saying, hey, why didn't you look at a Toyota versus you had to look at a Range Rover? And she's going to ask you questions you weren't even thinking about today around, like, she doesn't care about horsepower. She probably cares about insurance and that stuff. And there's probably all sorts of different things you're going to want to make sure that she has answered, that she may either not trust you because she might think that you might misunderstand it. Yeah, that's going to be really tough. So what I'm creating here is like, I'm creating the emotional connection. Like, I understand what you're about to go through, so that you're now like, okay, cool. I trust you to do the right thing if you're talking to my wife, versus, hey, you got to talk to your wife. Can I talk to her? I'd be like, no, dude. So I would recommend at the end of the call, you're like really hammering on like what you're basically creating all of the insecurity that they don't have all the information. Your boss is going to ask you questions about financing and other customers and all sorts of things that you probably aren't even thinking about. They're gonna go to your peers and say, hey, is this going to impact the other teams or those teams, even though you and I both know it won't. So it's really important that we get that information. Shit, I don't want you to look like, hey, we got to go back and have all these calls and your boss saying, why'd you bring it up now? Why'd you wait till later? You only get a couple of times to actually go to dad and say, can I get some money? So let's really think about this right now. What do you think is the best move to make sure we've got all the information from your peers, all the information to your boss that you could possibly ask questions? What do you think is the right move? Okay, that's great. In my experience, what I've seen is one of two things. Either A, I kind of connect with all the peers, start collecting all their issues, and I bring back to you fully complete thought through plan. And you go to your boss and you ask him the 2, 3, 4 major things he's going to care about. We then package it up and bring it to him. Other way we do it is you go to all of your peers and you ask them what they are going to care about. I go to your boss and understand what he is going to think about. We then package together. What's best for you? That'd be my tactical takeaway of what to do here. But none of it can happen without understanding their incentives, and none of it can happen without understanding what you're going to be asking these people for and this person for. However, I'm going to get very tactical now, which is to say, I'm typically either saying, can I meet with your peers to make the package, whatever I present to you and your boss, better? Can you get to your boss and tell me what your boss cares about? Can I email your boss, just email, and get what your boss, and ask like the 10 questions I want to know from your boss? Can I email your peers? Can I send a video to your peers? Can I send a video to your boss? Can my boss reach out to your boss? Can my peer reach out to your peers? Or I proactively have my boss reach out to their boss, eagle to eagle, or I proactively have my peers, like head of marketing, head of legal, reach out to their peers, their head of marketing, head of legal. So those are the different ways I think about the different levels. I'm either like, let me talk to your boss so I can do it. Let me talk to your peers. Okay, can you talk to your boss? But here's the questions I want you to ask. Can you talk to your peers? Here's the questions I want you to ask. Can you forward this email to your boss? Can you forward this email to your peers? Can you forward this video to your boss? Can you forward this video to your peers? Or have my team actually do proactively reach out? Those like different levels of like how comfortable I am getting those people involved. The last answer I'll give to this, sorry I'm taking so much time on this, but a great question, is what is it called? Trumpeting. Trumpeting is a technique where when you have yes, I'll get to that too. When you have the initial conversation with your person, you then send a note to them, hey, thanks for your time, blah, 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 blah. And you email their boss, or who you think that, yeah, if you know who the boss is. And you're just going like, hey, Tom, this is Mike. I had a call with James about your 2027 goals. Nothing for you to be aware of, nothing for you to do, but I just want to keep you in the loop. Send. It's a little risky. I do it more when I think that this person is not going to ever bring it to their boss, and it's like probably not happening. because it then gets the boss to be like, Joe, why the fuck are you looking at this tool? And it kind of disqualifies the deal quickly, or it gets the person to be like, hey, don't email my boss, I'm working on it. But then they actually like take a little bit more seriously. That's the last technique for it. All right, I'm concerned that contacting your boss risks pissing off my point of contact. How do you soften this? Yep, two ways. One, I never really typically refer to them as their boss, but I'll be like, who do you report to? Like, who do you have to bring this to? And I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. Like, what's their name or whatever. So I'll use their name or whatever the title they give me. Number two is I soften it by being like, hey, so before you bring it to whoever you got to bring this to, you got to make sure you have all your ducks in a row. I want to make sure. What I typically find is every time someone brings this to whoever internally, they either come back to me with 8 questions that they were asked by that person above them, or 8 questions they were asked by some person next to them. So I'd love to actually figure out those questions are, so you don't have to do this twice. Why don't we have a meeting with either you, me, and whoever you're reporting to, or you, me, and whoever the other people are that would be in a room, whatever you do bring this to someone in your office, which would be better for you. Cool. Hope you guys are seeing. I'm constantly doing the two choices. Whenever there's a challenge, I'm like, what's better for you, this or this? Yes, this video and all the transcriptions are actually in the invite itself, so you can see this afterwards. I'm going to go over to Nick. If my boss is writing me to show him metrics about my boss is writing me to show him metrics about a path to success, what's a good strategy to show the work I'm doing and that the pipeline is there? The sales cycle is just longer than he understands. Yeah, great. So the first thing I would show is activities over time, and then I would show deals created over time, and then I would show 100 score over time, which is 100 times your deal size times your win rate. If your sales cycle is long, what you're going to do is you're going to do 100 times the amount of deals you created in, let's say, the last year, divided by the amount of deals closed in the last, let's say, year, a big period of time, not like amount of deals created in January and closed in January, because the deals that closed in January were not created in January. So I would show those things. Those are inputs and throughputs. Inputs, how much activity I'm doing, how many deals I'm creating. Throughput is your 100 score. Other throughput that I would do would be activities or contacts required to go after to get one meeting. So if in January I went after 100 people and I booked 10 meetings, and in February I went after 200 people and booked 40 meetings, yes, that looks better that I made more meetings, but even better to say, hey, it used to take me 10 people per meeting. Now it only takes me 4. I'm getting like significantly more efficient. So those are the inputs and throughputs. However, the last thing I would say is I would look at my revenue, and then I would do look at your sales cycle, and I would do, here's how much, I would project that revenue over a year. So I'd be like, January, like did this many activities, made this many deals, and I'm going to take however many deals that is, times our win rate, times my deal size. That's how much revenue I'm going to probably get from those deals. And then I'm going to put that in a spreadsheet in whatever month is what our sales cycle is. So let's say it's January and we have a 10-month sales cycle. January, I make 10 deals, 10% win rate, 100K deal size. So that means I'll probably get around 10 grand from those 10 deals I created. So then what I'll do is I'll be like, January, like revenue 0, deals created 10, whatever, right? And then I'll go over to October and I'll be like, estimated $10,000. So I would keep doing that to be like, so that I could show my boss my inputs, my throughputs, and then outputs and dates of those outputs, to be like, I have effectively $80,000 of closed business coming in this year. That closed business is going to come in July, August, September, December. That's how I would do that. That makes sense. Cool. Didn't realize I'll take it full 30, but there we are. Other questions I can answer for you guys while I'm here, and I'll take any feedback on, like, Mike, you went way too high level, or this was too long, or anything there, because that's how I'm feeling after this one.
No, I thought it was perfect.
Andre, 3,000 points.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Cool. Any pushback or issues on this stuff? Anybody can jump at any time. Just want to leave a little opening for anybody to ask any pushback or clarifying questions or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I deal a lot with brokers, so intermediaries
Yep.
between companies. Is there a way to, I guess, like get them to present your value? Because a lot of times in my business, it's just, you know, a pure numbers spreadsheet game that they're sending out. Is there anything I can incentivize them to like show the like a real value as opposed to, you know, pure numbers?
What's the value to them?
What's up?
What's the value to the intermediary?
Well, we give them a good product to present to their clients. So that a value, there's huge value there. But then we're one of the few companies that will pay them.
This sounds like a increase incentive of like, hey man, sort of like if you think about feedback, how I'm like, hey, when you blank happens, keep doing that.
Yeah.
So I'd probably be like, hey, we found that when a broker, especially because they're brokers, you can actually use internal language.
Yeah.
So I've done this before too with customers where I've been like, hey man, here's the deal. I know our win rate, like the chance that you buy from me goes from typically 20% to like 60% if we get in touch with the VP. So that means that if you do this, we go through this process and you don't invite me to see that person 4 to 5 times, you will have wasted your time and your boss will tell you no, which makes it hard for you to buy that second thing. However, if we can get in front of this person, the chances that happens gets cut by like a third. So similar to your broker person, I'd be like, hey man, when brokers invite us to talk to those people, our win rate skyrockets. If you can do that, we can make more money and therefore make you more money. Would it be unreasonable, unfair for us to do that?
I like that.
That aligns with what you're trying to say, but that's what I would say.
That's perfect.
Sweet. All right. Get out of here, boys. Love y'all. Ciao.
Thank you.